Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Putra Azmira binti Al-Azmi and my title on my final year project is Sentiment Analysis on Mysejahtera application, and it is supervised by Dr. Sofianita binti Mutalib. Next is the background study. So Mysejahtera is an application developed by the government of Malaysia to assist and monitoring the COVID-19 outbreak that happened in Malaysia by empowering users of this application to assess their health risk against the outbreak. So this application also provides MOH, Ministry of Health, with the necessary information to plan an effective countermeasures. So the user basically can get the information about the hotspot nearby to their house, and other than that, many navigation in the Mysejahtera, for example, navigation about the vaccination, latest information about the COVID-19, and etc. So the users need to put their self-information and their health condition to determine whether they are in the low risk or high risk condition. So next is the problem statement. So according to the Dato Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob 2021, every people must download the Mysejahtera application due to the national agenda by the MOH and the concern of the population about confidential matters. So Mysejahtera being developed because some people, some irresponsible people try to steal others' information and towards the application by using data from the Twitter to collect all the feedback, whether it is negative or positive, and analyze the feedback to find the most issued feedback from the user. And then these are the objectives. Next is the scope of the project. So scope of the project is to analyze the feedback of the master's application that used by Malaysian only. And the technique that we'll use is classification because of the data type is unstructured and complex. And users of this analysis basically the developer itself and those who have access to the application. So data will be scraped using the rapid miner to extract the data from the user and via tweet about the application, and this feedback will extract from the 26 March 2020 until 26 March 2021 every week, so which is English and Malay to get a volume of data. Some people doesn't have the common sense to download the Mysejahtera application because they think that the application is not good enough, the application will not bring the benefit to them. So there are some people trying to not download the application and they just scan the QR code using the third-party application. Domain. So in the domain for Mysejahtera, so MOH has created an application to track sick or suspected individuals. Instead of manual tracking, this program can save time and money. And it is also from the Abdali et al. 2021. So for example, for the customer, it can consume their time before entering the shop. The shop owner can consume their money to buy a lot of logbooks to track the customer's name manually, address, telephone number, temperature, and the signature. And rather than manually track, they can print the QR code and paste it on their door before entering the shop. And after that, the customer scans the QR code before entering the shop by using the Mysejahtera application. Twitter. So behaviors and feelings are essential in judging a person's attitude. So most of the previous researchers use Twitter as their social media to extract the dataset. So social media give a better experience to many people and not only catching the latest information or news for our own country, but also fast catches any news from outside their country because every person that has a phone must have any social media on their phone and they'll be able to share any news from where they are. So next is the letter works. This letter works being made on the same domain but different techniques. So first, we can see that the research study made by Day and Lin 2017 on the study the impact of sentiment analysis on Google Play consumer in Chinese. So the technique being used is the NB-SVM deep learning with a long-term short memory. So the findings from the research says that the deep learning with the long-term short memory has the highest accuracy, which is 94%. And the conclusion being made is it says that DL has a better performance and increase the accuracy prediction. And the second research study is RAO and C 2021. So they examine the text for the reviewers to grasp the writer's actual aim. So they make the sentiment analysis on this. So they use the techniques KNN and the random forest. So it can be seen that the random forest accuracy has the highest accuracy rather than the KNN itself. So the conclusion can be made that the sentiment analysis can be used for sarcastic phrases label. Okay, next is the related techniques on different domain. So it can be seen that first is the naive bias itself. So the main benefit of the NB method is that it is so simple to implement for the big data set and does not require an advance. Okay, claimed by the Punya 2021, and naive bias also has been widely used in every field. For example, human-machine interfaces that can measure head movement. Study made by Punya 2021 also to analyze the performance of the machine learning approaches. So the NB, the naive bias has the highest accuracy than the other machine learning approaches such as the SPM. SBM is the one of the technique that promising in the AI, and the previous study on the medical field used the SBM for the best treatment. So it is claimed by the Tayal Naki 2021, and the next compared to the previous models published in the study. So the SBM models perform statistically better in a model that deals with more samples in the test set. You can see it is the model process flow or model process architecture. So firstly, I will scrape the data from the Twitter using the rapid miner. And after that we do the data pre-processing. So data processing we have to remove the stop words, removing spaces, punctuations, tokenization, transform case, and stemming case. Next, process the data. So the data that has been processed will be transferred into Excel. So in the model development, you can see we have two types here. So first is the sentiment analysis itself. So to analyze the sentiment using the rapid miner, and then the second is the model develop. To develop the model, so we use the NB and SPM, naive bias and the SPM. So in the model development in Jupyter Notebook using the Python. So it is divided into 90% training and 10% testing. And then the training has been labeled before using the rapid miner, and the SVM using the tenfold cross validation, and the training will be replaced with the naive bias to produce the evaluation such as accuracy, precision, recall, or sensitivity, and specificity. And after that, we will compare the both accuracy, and the highest accuracy will be using for the testing. And lastly, after we do the model development, you can do the dashboard designation. So in a dashboard design, so we use Power BI to design the dashboard, because Power BI software is a very convenient software to generate the dashboard and has a several graph of the designation. Next, the word cloud can show the feedback being made on the post and the score of the phrase of words that will be retrieved from the processing data. Okay, lastly, we do the documentation to writing the report. So this is the Gantt chart. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you.